Cheers, Jonathan Anger, Fifth Pro Boxing fans, joined by Johnny Fisher here, Fury Makhmudov. You're with Netflix this week, not the first time you've done it. How are you finding it? What do you have to do?
Yeah, good. Good to see you again, John. We're in a Corinthia hotel near Embankment, and we're just doing a bit of stuff here, a bit for the presser yesterday, and being nicely looked after by Netflix. We've done it, as you said, in the Canelo Crawford fight. That was brilliant. So yeah, great spectacle to be a part of.
Will we ever see the Fishers on Netflix with our own series, you reckon?
Well, watch this space, because something else along them lines is coming very soon. So you will be entertained if you like fat people eating Chinese.
Johnny, what do you think? We're 24 hours away, Fury Makhmudov. How do you see this one go?
It's not an easy fight, and I'm saying that as a Tyson Fury, Gypsy King fan. If Tyson's near his best or anywhere near it, he'll get the job done. But it's not coming back and fighting a Seferi or Francesco Pianetta like he did all them years ago. This is a real hard fight, and I have faith Tyson can do it, but it's not an easy fight. It's a tough fight, and that's good for the fans.
Do you think, if this does go sort of late, who does that favour?
Favours Tyson. Tyson can do it early, he can do it late. He's got experience of fighting Alexander Usyk, Deontay Wilder. He's been to the backyard of Vladimir Klitschko. And I know Makhmudov's got 17 3-round knockouts on his record, but Tyson's done it short, he's done it long, and he's been all over the world doing it. So, as he said yesterday, this will be a new experience for Makhmudov, fighting in front of an English crowd in a stadium. So, let's see how it goes.
They're talking about Joshua fighting Wilder in a warm-up. Do we really need to see this a warm-up for Joshua? Do you think he should just go straight into Fury?
Well, Wilder's not really a warm-up. I wouldn't class him as such. He's not a warm-up guy. I mean, he's just had a really exciting fight with Derek Chisora, and Deontay will have confidence going into that fight. That's not an easy fight for AJ either. So we're all talking about making Fury AJ all the time. How many times have we seen upsets or banana skins and supposed warm-ups turn into bad ones? But yes, I suppose we could go straight into it, but that's still a good fight, AJ Wilder, you know?
Do you agree with your promoter Eddie Hearn, who says that would be over within 3 rounds, or do you think it's a tough fight, 50-50 maybe?
Well, it could be 3 rounds, but it could also be Wilder the other way to Joshua, and I say that as a matchroom man. So it's an entertaining fight, and I'm sure the British public will want to see that, because Joshua, like Fury, transcends the British boxing public. It's the public of the whole of the United Kingdom, regardless of sport. So yeah, that's an entertaining fight which will get a lot of interest.
It's on Conor Benn, Prograis. What do you think of that fight?
Regis Prograis is obviously, he's been a world champion, has he not? I know at the weight below. He's been over the UK before, fought Josh Taylor, fought Jack Catterall. That's another one where it's not as simple as Ben's going to turn up and Prograis going to roll over. I favour Ben, of course, but it's not an easy one. He's not had to make weight like he's had to before, Prograis. Ben's had to come back down to 147, so that will pose difficulties itself. It's still going to be a fight you've got to keep an eye on. All of these fights are. I mean, we've got Fraser Clark, Justice Hooney. I just saw Fraser 2 minutes ago. Looks in an incredible shape, and his mind looks like he's bang on it. New coach, so that's going to be an interesting one as well.
I know, this subject's been spoken to death, about Conor leaving Eddie, and probably after Saturday we'll have something different to talk about, but I haven't asked you about it. Eddie sort of mentioned you as someone who was loyal to him when he got an offer. He said you went straight to him. What do you make of the whole split?
Well, I was actually here when I was talking to it last about media all them weeks ago, but my situation is different to Conor's. I had no knowledge of Conor's situation when this all came out. I rang Eddie because Eddie's my promoter, and whatever story you go to, it's like history, isn't it? Like, you'll go to the Russians and they'll tell you who helped win the World War, and then the Americans and the British will say actually it was us who done all the much of the heavy lifting. So whatever way you go, it's not going to change the actual facts, which Conor Benn got offered more money to go here. He got offered on a 1-fight deal, and it sort of rendered the matching rights clause obsolete, because if you do 1-fight deals with people, to match that, you don't have to offer 1 fight for the same money. Why would Eddie do that? So you can see why Eddie's pissed off. You can see why Conor Benn's done it. And I'm sitting on the fence here, and I've got splinters coming out of my arse.
It's difficult. You train with Conor, you're promoted by Eddie. Yeah.
I don't know how it was handled. I'm hearing that Conor Benn just sent an email to Eddie, but I'm also hearing that email was for him to meet and have a matching rights discussion with Eddie. So who am I to believe and who do I believe? Let's all take it back to history again. What sources are you going to read? You're going to read the Nazi sources, you're going to read the Western sources, you're going to read the cultural Marxist sources. Whoever you...
Did you do all of them when you degree?
I did, and I actually saw something come up about the Library of Alexandria and how it got burnt down. Actually, we don't know 80% of our own history because of that. So sources and information can determine your outlook on life, and where you are and what position you are will also always do that. It's called, what's it called? It's called providence. In history, it's called providence. The providence of the source. Big G-Dog's in the house. If you didn't know, this man is a dangerous motherfucker. If you didn't know.
Big part of Chisora's team as well. Johnny, before we digress onto history, which you could talk about for hours, you know, Conor's... Eddie reckons he's going to get a pretty hostile reception at Tottenham tomorrow. Do you agree, or do you think the British public still love Conor Benn?
I think the British boxing public will be inclined to not like Conor Benn because of the narrative and what's been built up around him. But I think the British public in general are a little bit oblivious to the politics that goes on inside it, and I don't think they'll care. And I don't think Conor will care whether he gets booed or not. He'll be happy with what he's done. He's going to make a ton of money. I think if he did end it in the way that he did with Eddie, probably not a nice way to end it. If you didn't go and see him, if that's what Eddie's saying is true. But again, I don't know if that is fucking true. I don't see Conor. I've not seen Conor this whole camp, and I've not spoke to him. And to be honest, it's none of my fucking business either.
Lastly, Johnny, what's the latest with yourself? When can we see you back in that ring?
Maybe tonight, mate, if you keep prodding the question. No. Hopefully July time. I'd love to fight in London next. I mean, we've gone away to Monaco. I'm trying to get my deal myself done with Eddie next, and we'll see. There's lots of options out there for me, and it could be this, it could be that, it could be with someone else, but one thing for sure, I'll always be upfront, open and honest about it, because I've got nothing to hide. I'm in a privileged position to be a professional boxer, and I fight on big cards, whether that's with Matchroom or whoever it is. So let's enjoy the ride and enjoy it as long as we can.
Surely that the British title fight this weekend, TKV Reapple, that's realistic, isn't it?
I'd love to fight for the British title. I was offered to fight for the British title. It would have been me up there, but I've done the best thing which was to have a rest and take a few weeks off, because that fight was on and off a few times before this card even came about. So yeah, I'm in no rush to fight anyone, but the British title obviously is a tantalising prospect.
Great stuff, Johnny. Appreciate your time, and yeah, I'll see you soon, mate. Cheers.